9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
What up, y'all? Happy Monday, and my dog just wants to be on the show. Happy Monday, y'all. Welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, and I am not here alone. She brings the PR all the way from the New Jersey to AEW. Please welcome Courtney. How are you doing, Courtney?
I'm good. Happy Monday.
From New Jersey, WWT resident AEW expert Courtney NJ11.
No.
That's much better.
That's much better. Happy Monday. How was your weekend?
Weekend was pretty good. It was a little bit productive and busy, but we're here to start a new week. And if you're like me, please do not give me any spoilers for Raw, because I'm aware it started at 4 p.m. in the East Coast, 1 p.m. in the West Coast. So please do not give any spoilers in the chat.
Oh, you can leave me spoilers. Feel free. I like a good spoiler. I don't mind spoilers, so please leave some spoilers. All right. With that being said, let's get all the way into it. So Kiera Hogan, we haven't seen her in a minute. And it's due to undisclosed injury, but she was actually supposed to be on this show a while ago, Ashe Wrestling. So she's set to return to the ring and reunites with her tag team partner, Tasha Steelz, Fire and Flavor, back in the house. This is going to be this show, and Professor is going to be, I think he's doing commentary. He's doing commentary with Cam on stage. So this show is going to be a really good show. So what do you think of Kiera Hogan's return and the tag team return?
I'm actually just reading a little bit about her because, as you mentioned, she was out with an injury, and she was signed with AEW, but she has not returned to AEW as of yet. But that's actually good to know. But very happy to see her being in the ring, and also, as you said, like WrestleMania week is shaping up to be a busy week, not just for WWE and TNA, but for every single pretty much independent or wrestling related event happening in Vegas during that week. So I'm very excited for that. I am going to hear it's a good time. Also, it's awesome that Professor is going to be helping out with Ashe Wrestling on the ground in Vegas, and very excited on what's going to happen during
this
week.
This is going to be great. So Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan, Tasha's still with TNA, but they had a really great run at TNA, and I hope with them being with Ashe will create a storyline with them to bring it back, because they were so good together. So we'll see what's going to happen with that storyline and how that plays out. And hopefully Kiera she's going to step foot in the ring, so she's going to be good to go. But WrestleMania week is absolutely insane. On the 17th alone, there's probably a good 30 shows that are going. I'm kind of exaggerating, but I'm not. The lineup is just insane right now.
It's like when you look at the lineup, it's just like, oh my God, there's so much to do. What show do you go to first?
Yeah, it's almost one of those things where it's like so much. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to stay home. That's kind of where I'm kind of like, it's getting to be a bit overwhelming. And it's like, yeah, maybe I'll just watch everything play out on social media. Shout out to Eric in the chat, shout out to Aaron in the chat, and shout out to Bose in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Another thing that's happening, actually, there's somebody else. I'm going to see if I can find it, because somebody else made that announcement too. But Saraya, she's dropping her book tomorrow, Tuesday. And she did her press run yesterday all over the place in Los Angeles. One of the things she was talking about, and that's going to be in her book. Also, fun fact, if you guys do have Spotify, you can get her audiobook on Spotify available tomorrow too. But she talked about how scary the DMs are. So my question, Courtney, as far as that, what are you hoping that she's going to talk about in her book?
I would not be surprised if she talked about what happened in the unexpected injury she had when she was in WWE, because there's been a lot of speculations from people and understanding and just getting from her side of the story, from her own words. And also, I don't know if you recall this, but like when Sasha Banks and her had a match together at a live event and the injury, a lot of people did blame Sasha for that travesty.
Mhm.
So it's going to be very interesting on her talking about this injury, and especially if she was ever going to wrestle again. Also, her reaction when she found out she was going to wrestle AEW when she was officially medically cleared. Also, of course, leading up to All In, the first All In where she won the AEW Women's Championship, and that feeling, and just figuring out what's next for her.
We shall see indeed. Somebody who is coming to us from the streets, Seti said, is in the building. What it do, Said? How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful. Why is it a beautiful day for you?
It's always a beautiful day when I'm here and on this earth, on this planet, breathing air. It's beautiful.
All right.
Well, yeah, it is, and it's also for you. It's March Madness. Actually, let me refer to this for March Madness. Who are you picking to win?
I did not do a bracket. Believe it or not, college basketball is one of my least favorites. When I do brackets, I lean towards Kansas. I don't even know if they're in the tournament, but that's usually what I lean towards.
Okay.
So I don't know. I haven't followed it much. I was kind of tied up. I had some friends that watched some games. I hadn't watched any games yet.
Wrestling Chico said you are watching main event. We are not watching main event because we're having the show.
I am watching the main event.
Well, Seth is watching the main event, and we are going to follow this with the post show, so you guys can definitely tune in for that. As far as we were just talking about Saraya's book that's coming out, is there anything said that you're looking forward to that you want to that you would like for her to talk about in her book?
Whew. That's tough because she kind of went through a lot of different waves. If you want to, a lot of her life is very public. When you talk about her relationships, you talk about the stuff that happened where privacy was invaded. So she had to go through some dark times to actually get back on the other side of the tunnel with AEW and kind of get her moment in Wembley. So, I mean, maybe from her vantage point, while there might be some fans who are not as kind to her time in AEW, the AEW hardcore fans, they might not like her run there. But just talking about what it meant to kind of just grind after the neck injury, and maybe also the mental health aspect of things, with a lot of her life being public and lived right in front of her eyes, and how she overcame those things. I'm pretty sure she can be a really strong mental health advocate for things that she did to kind of turn a blind eye and keep pressing forward. I think that would be good to read in her book.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I'm sure there's stuff like she made reference to her DMs being a scary place, and I think it's times 100 just because she is a public figure. Hey, Nicole from West Orange. Yeah, so there's that. I am curious, and I'm sure she's gonna give some tidbits on other things that we weren't so privy to. And I think we discussed it a little bit last week too. With that being said, do you think with this book launch is going to mark her, her retirement tour? Do you think that's on the horizon for her as well?
No, I think there's a lot that she still wants to accomplish. I think she's still very young because she started wrestling at a very young age. Yeah. And if time and space allow and the right opportunity, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of dream matches that she would love to have before she ties it up. But I think I see Saraya just being around the industry as a whole, even if it's not in the ring, maybe as a manager for another young and up and coming talent. There's a lot I feel like she still has left to give to the industry.
Okay. So Bosa's saying, if anything, Saraya's going to go back to WWE. With that being said, do you think that there's a storyline for her in WWE?
I'm just trying to think how she would fit in with the current roster.
I feel like when she came back last time before the industry, there was a enormous space for her before she got hurt. I could visualize her working with all the horsewomen during that time, and then ultimately she got hurt and it didn't happen. She was kind of like that when we had the Women's Revolution. We always looked at Paige like a very unique wrestler that could grind and do all those long matches just like the horsewomen could, and we just never got a chance to see it. So I think you still have that on the bingo card with the 3 of the remaining 4 that are there, but also with all the young talent of tomorrow and like NXT and the people that are coming up, you can almost pick anybody, and it'll be awesome to see the promo battles as well as an eventual match, because she can just lend a hand to the WWE way, because she kind of helped build that women's division during her time.
Another person who's putting out a book, let me see if I can pull this up. Steph DeLander, she just let us know on social media, on Twitter or X. She said, I'm proud to announce my autobiography, What's the Best That Could Happen? My Love Letter to Pro Wrestling. It's going to be available on pre-order on Barnes & Noble for hardcover, Amazon for ebook, available April 18th. So for those folks who are Steph DeLander's fans, we got a really great opportunity to interview her. So she has a really good story too, as far as her journey wrestling to WWE after WWE, etc. So you definitely want to kind of check out her book as well. With that being said, what else did we got? Carmen Petrovic set for Bloodsport in April. What are you guys looking forward to? Courtney, what are you most looking forward to? Because Bloodsport, it seems like a lot of WWE superstars. I mean, we had I want to say Natalia's been a part of it. There's some other WWE folks that have been part of it as well. Is this kind of like a low-key partnership between WWE and Bloodsport?
I would like to say that because I'm very curious.
Shayna Baszler, she's the other one. Sorry.
Yeah, Shayna Baszler. And then last week, Karrion Kross has been added to the list as well recently. So this is actually a really nice opportunity, because before, a lot of WWE talent couldn't do stuff like this. It was kind of like a forbidden door in a way. So this is really nice for some superstars who, even though they may not get some storylines on the main roster, they do have some opportunities outside where they could. And Bloodsport is a really great opportunity, especially during WrestleMania week. A lot of WWE stars are going to be there, anybody that's anybody. So I'm really happy they are continuing that relationship and getting not just her, but also, as you mentioned, Shayna Baszler, Natty, Karrion, so many other people. And this is a really great opportunity for Carmen. I have seen a few of her matches since I started watching NXT, and she really is a solid wrestler, especially after watching her match with Stephanie. She definitely does have potential to do that and can go in the ring with her. So I'm very happy for Carmen Petrovic on taking on these types of opportunities.
Said, as far as her role, because I know you do the show with Will sometimes for NXT. What do you think her trajectory is going to be as far as her relationship or her current standing in WWE?
I was very hard on Petrovic early on. I was calling her Maple Leaf Xia Li, and all those things still reign true. But Bloodsport is unique because it allows your competitors to have more of a striking foundation to showcase that offense and that arsenal. So competitors like Shayna Baszler, who we know used to do MMA, Petrovic, whose arsenal is mostly comprised of strikes and kicks with the whole samurai thing. I think it's good for those superstars because it also helps them develop their character when they're not given the promo time. Petrovic's promos have mainly been backstage segments and like relationship drama with Ashanti the Adonis. So it allows you to see her offense and what she brings to the ring, because there's such a huge pool of talent in NXT. I mean, I would like to see Jasmine Nix go to Bloodsport as well. Another superstar who comprise her offense of kicks. Think of Dakota Kai if she did that. I think it allows those superstars who are considered strikers to rely on striking as their offense in a, if you want to call it like an NXT underground type setting. I think it just can only help move their characters forward, since they're not going to be given the TV time to define what they are verbally on screen.
Okay. And we have somebody else entering WWT. Willie Will's in the building.
You just introduced this man with my intro. The disrespect.
Why is it disrespect?
No, I'm gonna come out and we're gonna try
Oh boy.
Councilman has his own intros.
Well, I don't know. I can't find the intro on the sidebar, and it's not in my thing. So
I got you.
He's looking for his intro, y'all.
I got you. I mean,
it's not in the general folder.
Wow. I'm sorry, guys. We try to run a professional program here, and sometimes things just happen to get in the way. You know.
Yeah. We're just waiting to have an official intro for the councilman.
No, we do have one. It's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be here.
Cue the music.
I got it.
It's Councilman Will Ferrell of Strattonville with his Parisiac constituents.
I thought that was another one. I thought you had another one. You have so many intros.
Well, first of all, I only have 2. But when you're not here as much as you are, you would assume
working. I give you that.
Yeah. Yes, when you're on these islands all day, you that is
islands all day. Wow.
You a natural like you got so many intros. I have 2. I think I have the least amount of intros.
I don't have any intros.
You do have intros.
I do?
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
This is my particular favorite.
I tell you, this man is so fine. When I tell you this man is scrump dilly-ishous, he make me want to, oh God.
Greatest intro, TK.
Anywho, how are you doing, Willie Will? How was your weekend?
My weekend was excellent. Getting my clients ready for this WrestleMania coming up. You know, we were strategizing, we were getting things ready. Yes, it has been a very taxing weekend on this road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's I wonder if there's, I don't know if Bosa knows this. Maybe we should put a guessing game. How many shows do you think are happening during WrestleMania week?
Currently, they're 19.
Oof. All shows, 19 shows.
Well, currently, from what I've seen on the list of Vegas has a thing about of like all the wrestling stuff that's going to be happening during the week. So far, it's 19.
I was going to say over under 20. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And they said still more to be added.
Oh. Really? Because it feels like so much more.
Well, you also got to remember too. So you got the 420 stuff too, and then there are certain wrestlers that are also like getting signed up to do appearances for those type of like dispensers and stuff. Like I think Planet 13 is planning on doing like a thing for RVD and stuff like that, and launching like one of his new papers.
Okay.
I know WWT on Easter Sunday. We're gonna be out on the strip. Taking interviews. We got a dating show we doing called For the Love of TK. So, come live in person and shoot your shot. We're gonna give you 30 seconds to cut a promo, and we're gonna see if we can do this blind date situation for TK in the street.
Wait, what?
Oh my goodness!
Why am I hearing about this now?
Artwork will be here next week. So just
the art here next week.
Very big deal. I'm very excited to bring this to the WWT universe. Fans of 416 and things like that, you get your shot.
For the love of the 416, man, I'm looking forward to.
Wow. I don't know about this show, y'all. Don't just take it with a grain of salt because this is the first time I'm hearing about it. But another show that's happening in Los Angeles, actually, MLW, which hopefully we should be at. Kushida is entering MLW for the Battle Riot. What do you guys think of this? We'll start with Will.
About what?
Kushida being added to entering the MLW Battle Riot, happening April 5th, which is around the corner.
I have no idea who that is.
You don't know who Kushida is?
Who's that? Oh, let me
I'll pass the question to Sed. Said
Hold on, let me Google for. Oh, you talking about Asian Marty McFly? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. No, I know him now. I never knew his name. I just called him Marty McFly.
Asian Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Hey,
if there's an Asian version of Back to the Future, that's him. Like that is him.
Bosa, there is not a dating game happening.
Yes, there is.
100% is.
Yes, there is. All applications were submitted by a folded up piece of paper that we all comb through, that we are going to make sure that we're going to find TK this real love.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They too will have 18 jobs. They will be busy. They will also have a silk press. Is also a good look for you to have. You are going to be out there in Vegas.
Any thoughts on MLW?
There will be enough medication 420 that I can confirm with you guys and guarantee that TK will be still and put, not running away from you guys. Like she's gonna be
on 420. 420, I'm probably working.
It's happening after the show. We got a long day. This is after the show.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
Anywho, Kushida, any thoughts? MLW coming to Los Angeles. Said Will or Courtney?
Oh, that'd be fun. I think most recently, I feel like, was Kushida in Ring of Honor or was he in New Japan? I feel like he's been making the round since exiting NXT in Maine. So I think that's a good landing spot for him to kind of showcase himself WrestleMania month. I'm pretty sure there'll be more appearances and dates for him, but I know he's a performer that still has a lot to offer and a lot to give. He kind of didn't really get his just due in WWE. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Matt Riddle is going to be there. He's the current champ, so we know who Matt Riddle is, right?
Yes.
Don't compare the two like that. That made sense. Don't do that. Because she didn't even make it out of it. Matt Riddle was with Randy Orton. Don't do that. Don't act like those two are right here.
Do you think that Matt Riddle will get back to WWE, or you think it's a wrap given how he finished?
I think so, 100%, man. I know he hasn't made that many friends backstage, but I feel like his talent is there. And I feel like the people that write, produce, and put the show together had big plans for him, but they had to kind of check his ego at the door. Hopefully what he's doing outside of the company will show that maturity for when he comes back, like kind of like same situation with Punk, not comparing the two, but showing that you can kind of mend those bridges over time, and he can just come there and be a solid employee.
Sindel, I haven't seen you in a minute. Is it me, or is it concerning that they have the talent flying and wrestling so frequently in the weeks leading up to Mania?
No, I'd say this is actually a lot easier for them than doing it and then now going back off of it. Because you get the stint of that tour done. Like after WrestleMania, a lot of people get to take a break and stuff.
Right.
Too.
It's like a reset.
It's like a reset.
Yeah, rather than doing WrestleMania and then got to now go do the European tour, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we shall see. I actually want to talk about this one before we hop into the other story. Oh, stop it. Talking to my dog. WWE shop selling a limited edition WrestleMania 41 Golden Championship belt for $849. Courtney, I don't know what your bank account looks like, but would this be on your list of wanting things to get?
Even if I had that much money, I would pretty much be like, no. I mean, I'm not surprised considering it is WrestleMania week and they want to bump up the prices to almost every single memorabilia. I mean, it's a nice belt, but I mean, hey, if you have the money to afford it and you have the opportunity to splurge during WrestleMania weekend, you have the opportunity to do so.
And Will, given your designing skills, is this a belt that you would type of belt that you would design and or wear?
Design, no. Wear, probably. Yeah, I'd have designed this way better if it was me though. Y'all have been ready to buy this belt. But $849 is Is it a commemorative belt or like the real actual belt? Because that's normally around the price that they go is $849 for like the real like metal weighted belts.
Really? I thought they were cheaper.
No, the commemorative ones are where it's like it's still that, but like the ones where it's like that thing kind of weigh 30 pounds, they be up there for like $700, $800.
There's 750 copies. So they just released it on the shop, so it might be gone before even WrestleMania even comes.
Ooh.
And it's limited edition golden championship replica title.
Yeah, so yeah, those are the ones that normally, yeah, the commemorative titles are normally between $300 to $500, and the replica titles are normally like around it. That means it's gonna be like the ones that the superstars actually hold.
Mm-hmm.
Said, would you, if your girlfriend was a wrestling fan, would you purchase this for her?
That's an interesting question. No, absolutely not. That money could be better spent elsewhere. Unless you want to give me a loan, TK, then
I was about to say
I can make that happen. You want to give me
big money, TK? How many of these you buying off the site?
None.
There's only one title I want, and that's the Daniel Bryan hip title. It's the only one I want.
That one is so hard. That's such a hard title.
That was a dope. That was a dope belt. That was really nice belt.
Yeah.
That one got to be like clearance by now, if they even still got some out there.
Is it still up there?
Oh, that's the question.
Cousin Ron's in chat. Hey, Cousin Ron. Hey, Addie in the chat as well. Do you guys have any belts?
And Dale says, I own the premium version of the women's championship and it's worth it. How long did it take you to save up to pay for that belt? Would you say 63 weeks?
Why you doing like that?
Oh my god.
Like that. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Moving on.
The world heavyweight belt is $1,100 right now.
Damn.
Wait, does anybody have any belts? That was the question.
Nope.
I don't have a belt.
I got this one and then the original world heavyweight title.
Okay. Because Ron says I have 8.
8. Damn.
What do you do with 8 though? Like, where do you just like? Is it just decoration? Like, what? 8's a lot.
I think you can just like decorate. It's like collecting stuff.
Yeah.
You just put them on your wall.
The funny thing is, since you brought up my client, I haven't had the pleasure of bringing up my client in a very long time, so I'm glad you did that. Hickenbottom. It's not unbeknownst to me that my client is owed a #1 contendership title. It was leaked on the internet that she won a battle royal in the state of Florida a couple months ago, and we just did nothing with that. My client is owed, and you will pay what you owe, sir. This is your first warning.
This is true. She did win one, and she had to really be on TV like that.
And
but if she does cost Jada the belt tomorrow, then we here for Sam to deliver with with round 3.
Were you gonna say something, Courtney?
No, because I knew he was gonna bring that up, and I know maybe it's a possibility she may interfere tomorrow during her match between Jada and Stephanie.
Yeah, because it got to just be on site. They got to be like, I feel like they haven't ran into each other backstage. Nothing.
But she barely been on TV, even like him backstage. The last time I saw her, she had a match with I think what Ariana Grace.
Yes,
she was she was passing through like Stephanie McCurry's interview. And I was just like, why is she not on TV?
Happy preparing for something.
Yeah.
This is really good news. So we had Chris Bay. He suffered for injury last year in October. So he makes his first appearance at FSW benefit for the show. Everybody came out for this. So did you guys get to watch it? Because I think Bosa said he saw it. So did you guys get to watch it at all? And Any thoughts? His GoFundMe is still up, so definitely go and support. This was definitely a serious injury. But any thoughts on this, the wrestling community coming together, to show their support?
Very beautiful to see. I didn't see the show yet. I might go watch it tonight. I was still process of traveling and stuff like that. But seeing the outpour of support, the people that showed up, them putting on the matches they did last night. I saw clips of them all throughout socials last night. I think that is good because it's people from all walks of life, different companies coming together to support him, and make sure that people know that they really want to do well by him, just as the industry. I know we talked about this when it originally happened, that we wish that there was like some type of, like, this is a situation you would want some type of union where if you never could work another day in your life, that hopefully the funding can be there to pay for things. So seeing the community come together just for him when he's currently on the mend, thank God, actually walking, that's beautiful to see.
Yeah, I think I referenced this last week or whenever I was on the show. It's like, these wrestlers, it's a choice. They choose to put their bodies on the line, and for sometimes we take advantage of that and say that we have all this access to them, but this stuff is like real. The injuries and all that stuff is real. And same thing. I didn't get to see the show, but the outpouring and I actually had a conversation with another wrestler about this because they can't really go and get insurance because it's like, again, it's a choice, and you're at a job that you can get injured. So their insurance is not like how, we get insurance. So there's that. So there's so many risks involved with that. And I know, Will, because you were training to be a wrestler, you were training at a wrestling school. Was there any like discussion about that as far as, if you do these events and go into shows and stuff like that, how you protect yourself, or, I don't know if you can give it away, but because that should be a topic of discussion, because injury, it's very few people who actually get injured, or don't get injured, I should say.
Oh yeah, I think the biggest thing I can say without giving too much away is one of the biggest things they always taught us was trust, especially when it comes between you and the other person you're in the ring with. And just really making sure that you pay attention to things. That was one of their biggest stuff, because it was like, even what you see simple, and it's just like, oh, I could easily do that, can end in disaster. Like even just running the ropes. Like if you don't take this hand and have it go first before your back does this, you can very much hurt yourself. It was like every part of that ring is dangerous. Every part of that ring could potentially end not only just your career, but how you function outside of life. And I think a lot of people do tend to forget that. Like a lot of people are like, they tore their ACL, they did this thing. Like you have no idea how much that slows down life outside of the ring for a wrestler. And how much that really takes a toll, not just a part of just going through surgery, not the part of rehab. Like they don't talk about the nights where it is hard to get up and go pee because of the fact you can barely move. It is hard for you to even try to feed or take care of yourself, not alone the mental aspect of it, as you watch where you were start to go by. And just like, hey, what happens? Do I return? Will people remember me? Will I have a place to sit in there? Like all of these thoughts sit with you when you're injured. And I'm just talking about a minor one. So they say, like, when you're in the ring, always trust, come prepared, do not be lazy about things, and fully see your thing through. Like even if you are taking a bump and you fall flat, you need to do it fully. Because if you don't come with your 100% game when you step in the ring, somebody is liable to get hurt, and most likely that is probably going to be you.
With that being said, I think we're going to do. You want to talk about? Well, do we need to talk about Raw? I know people don't want spoilers, but
man, Raw aired. They didn't know it's coming on later. Raw came on.
So do you want to discuss it, or do we say Ced's post show, which is going to come after this?
I just want to discuss one thing if we can, just one thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because I still got to watch like the first hour and a half, so I can give y'all a more thorough breakdown a little later tonight.
Mhm.
But I did watch the main event in the past hour or so.
I just want to know, why was Scotland booing Bianca Belair?
We know why.
Yeah, we know why. I
why.
wanted to make sure that we all knew why. Thanks a lot, Glasgow.
Oof.
Thanks a lot. No. I'm sorry. This is what I have to say to you, Glasgow.
You wretched little bitch.
Y'all know what y'all did.
Oh God.
Y'all know what y'all did. You know what you did. Thanks. I will definitely not be going to get a kilt there. I'll let you know that. Only Pat McAfee is buying a kilt from there. Let you know that. That's how y'all felt tonight.
If anybody in the chat has actually watched Raw today, what did you guys think of the opening segment? Because we started with John again. I'm watching some of the playback right now. Does the Cody John Cena stuff like really move the needle for you guys yet, based on where we're at? Meaning like they haven't touched. Dwayne has no influence. It's just like John being scorned for the past 23 years. Not the whole. There was so much speculation of like the influence Dwayne had on him to get him to come to this point. And it seems like we've moved away from that. Let alone Cody's still healing from this black eye, and they
not really. John cooked in this promo. John showed how The Rock is still influential. And the one thing I'll give it is when he mentioned the WWE Championship being a toy. Remember, John used to stand on that spinner belt. And the one person that talked crap about it was The Rock and said, yo, we don't make the championship into a toy. That's when they introduced the new WWE Championship. So the fact he threw that line out there, I'm like, I see what he's doing. I see exactly what he's playing at. He's going through his whole career and building this to where it's like, yo, y'all made what I wanted to do into a prison. I never want to be this rapper of Thugonomics, this gimmick that y'all gave me. But this is what was the only thing I could do in order for y'all to be able to accept me for who to accept me into this business. And he was roasting everybody. Like I like the tactical promos that he's given of what he's about to do. The fact that he was like, I'm taking the championship and I'm retiring with it. I'm not laying on my back to give it to the next person. I'm walking out this bitch with the belt. And y'all can start with a new title, a new design, everything. He said, yo, I'm dismantling everything you love about wrestling. Screw all of y'all. I was like, it's Cody who need to keep up, actually. I'm like, Cody, I need you to bring out a little bit of that Homelander, that little bit of that Bullet Club in these promos. John had only done 2, and they have not even touched one another.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
They got the more and more I see it, and I'm gonna have to listen to the full promo. They're really gonna have to stick to the landing at Mania.
Yes.
Like,
because right now I will say, as much as I'm enjoying John with all of this, as of right now, the one that looks the best is CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman. It looked like that's the one that might steal the WrestleMania show. And I know I'm probably the only one that's like this, but I don't want this triple threat match between Io, Rhea, and Bianca. I don't want it. And honestly, Rhea looking real thirsty in all of this, man. Like, she's starting to make me look like she's starting to become Charlotte Flair. Like, who are you without a championship?
Yeah.
And y'all not giving us that. Because, like, yo, if she lost, she lost. So it's like, yo, I think Io and Bianca will tear the house down. But it's like, now you just got to include Rhea. And then now we get next week, her rematch clause kicks in next week against her and Io to see who will really face Bianca. It's like,
and Bianca's a special guest referee, and it's like, why couldn't we just have gotten here without the contract thing last week? We could have at least just got here that way. It makes no sense. And now, like it seems like we're trying to get another shoe to drop with Bianca. That's not going to come because I feel like Bianca's completely removed from the Naomi and Jade stuff.
Yeah,
even though they were subbing her on Twitter over the weekend, they completely removed from that. So,
and then they're completely sitting here like because of having Rhea added, it continues to like knock down Io Sky. Because it's like I don't like this whole thing like, oh, they're in the middle and they're shoving her in the face. It's like, yo, how many times y'all gonna do that throughout the weeks? Like, yo, this shit ain't cool. Like, y'all never let Liv do that to Rhea.
Nope.
So it's like, why is this happening with her? I was like, yo, y'all not making y'all champ look good with this just so you can include Rhea.
Something's got to give. Either Io has to look strong next week or Dusty finish, so it's a triple threat, but Io probably needs to come out on top in that, unless they're going to introduce another name, get that triple, make it a fatal four-way. I don't know what they can do right now.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about, like I said, I'll do another post show later, but I think it was a poorly kept secret that we were going to get the return of the Usos tonight. Does Jay look any better heading into Mania versus Gunther? And do we still feel like that's the main event, or is the triple threat going to be the main event?
I'm going to let Courtney go first on that.
I know last week, because we didn't talk about it on the show, but Jay Uso mentioned on his credits regarding his WrestleMania match. I love Jay, but I feel like Gunther's been the one that's been taking over. It's like Jay's not showing a little bit of aggression the last couple of weeks, and I feel like it's the same thing that's getting repetitive, and it would be nice to see kind of Jay up a notch a bit, because Gunther's been the one that's been kind of right there. So it's like, I mean, we're 29 days into Vegas?
Less than that, I think 26.
Yeah, 26. So I don't even know.
Man, this now looking like opener at best on night 1 or night 2. Definitely not looking like the main event. And I you know what? And I don't even give it to Jay. I give it to the writing, because it's like, why is Gunther always one-upping him for the last like month? It's like, okay, we get it. Gunther is that guy, but Jay toes a very fine line, because we have to remember, like, toe-to-toe wrestling, we know Jay can't go up against Gunther. Right. We know. But personality-wise is what can build this story. And because y'all are not allowing that to happen, you just kind of allowed him to come out and just yeet, that lure is starting to die down. And as much as we love to do this, that's not what's going to get him that championship. So it's like, y'all really need to give us a stronger version of him. Now, I get what Jimmy told him tonight, like, I need the right-hand man again. And so maybe we see some of this change up within the next, 3 weeks before we get to WrestleMania. But right now, because of how they've booked it, you're slowly declining it from becoming a main event at WrestleMania.
And we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Like I say, I'll do a Raw post show once I get through the complete show a little later today. Some news that I want to, I guess, bring out. We've been talking about it a little bit on the show the past few weeks, but WWE made it official earlier today. The natural disasters, earthquake and typhoon, are officially in the Hall of Fame. So they will make up the tag team wing of the Hall of Fame, if you will. So that just means I think there's a celebrity wing they might do, the Warrior Award as well. Hopefully they fill those in with like next week. But what do you guys, is there any rumors you guys recall of earthquake and typhoon from back in the day?
Oh, yeah, man. The tsunami, man. This is where it originated, man. This is where Big Bronson Reed get it from. Man, these two were nasty, in the ring, man. They were dominant. I know we talk about like Demolition and the Road Warriors and stuff like that, but man, these fellas got it in, and they moved for cats that were their size, man. I think it's well respected that they're going into the Hall of Fame, and well deserved.
Yeah. I don't want to show my age because I didn't watch it during that time. But however, I have heard of them and the importance of tag team wrestling, and it's really nice for me that they are getting the Hall of Fame, especially if you've not have heard of these guys. Because as Will said, there was Demolition, there was Legion of Doom, but also these guys as well. And it's nice that a lot of tag team wrestlers, specifically them, are getting the recognition they deserve, because there are a lot of wrestlers that paved the way. And sure, it may not have been like well known, like in the mainstream and well above that, but at least they get respected for their contribution they made into tag team wrestling.
I agree. I used to get old. Well, I will show my age. I used to watch old VHS, rent them from the store, and watch old Earthquake and Typhoon matches against like the Nasty Boys, Wild Samoans, things like that. They were a pivotal part of tag team wrestling back then, and were a unique act because they were big men that could move. Mm-hmm. In the era where the big man was a lot stronger than it is now in the WWE. So glad they're getting their just due. And it'll be good to see how the Hall of Fame continues to shape out. All right. I know TK had to bounce because she said she had a call. I have another one at 4:00, top of the hour. Anything else you guys wanted to go through?
You can preview NXT for tomorrow.
You damn right. You damn right. Since y'all don't be giving me my previews, let me tell you what's cooking tomorrow. The double champ who was getting all the previews on Raw, someone who had it for 63 days, never got, will be defending both titles tomorrow. The NXT Women's North American Championship will be defended against Fallon Henley, and the NXT title will be defended against Jada Parker. Our champ is doing double duty. Plus, we will hear from Javon Evans, Ethan Page, Trick Williams, the big beast, the Big Back Coalition captain, Oba Femi, will be in the building. It is going to be a jam-packed NXT. You do not want to miss it, and your councilman will be here for the watch along. I don't care if there's a fire going on in my apartment like it was last week. If it's happening, you're going to hear the buzzing because we not missing this. We watching it together. So check it out. It's going to be on the CW, and you can do the watch along right here with me tomorrow.
There it is. And so Stephanie is defending both titles for her first title defense. And I think Julie only defended the world title twice.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the bad guy. I don't know.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know.
Just got to point it out. We'll see what my client does tomorrow. Miss Parker, she's been calling her shot, but I can't say that she's gonna walk out with the title. But I think that's very daring. And I'm interested to see where they put each match on the card too. Like if she's gonna open up the show and close the show, if it's gonna be like both in the second hour. I'm curious how they're gonna do double duty on such a brief show.
Mm-hmm.
From what they were giving, for some reason, it seems like the women's championship was going to be up first, but I don't think that would make too much sense. So I feel like the North American Championship is going to open the show. Okay. And I think Fatal Influence might pull some shenanigans. I think she'll still retain, but I think they're going to try to hurt her. So she goes into the NXT Women's Championship not 100%.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Still gonna come out on top. I'm pretty sure. We're not. It's safe to say we're gonna eclipse 63 days. that's a safe bet. You like sports betting? You like we in Vegas this month or next month for Mania? You take that to your bookie. It's a safe bet.
You know what I'm saying? And it was good to see Julia back in the ring in these live shows. You know, because they said that she was injured, but she seems to be fairly well and had herself a great match this past weekend on the NXT road shows. Interesting.
Maybe not like a tear or ligament damage, or maybe just heartbroken.
Maybe so.
I got
she's feeling blue.
I'm gonna let y'all tag out the live. You can find me on these streets at says on Twitter, Said is an answer on Instagram, CedricDWalton.com for journalism stuff, for clips that TK still has to release from Queen of the Ring. Yes, I'm still on TK's head. Release the footages, ma'am. Release the footages. There were some articles that came out over the weekend that I believe on Clara Mortensen as well as Babs Wingo. characters that you'll see portrayed in the Queen of the Ring movie. I wrote about their legacy and history, so check those out on the WW Talk Pod website. And there's going to be more interviews continuously coming out from the Queen of the Ring that we were in the streets doing. What else do we have? We have other Mania content, of course, going on for the rest of the week. So you'll be able to check out all that stuff here throughout the week. But I will holler at you guys tomorrow. I will be present for parts of the NXT watch along because I just got to see the champion defend her throne. Unlike the previous champion, I'm pretty sure we're going to get better work. So I'm excited for this era. I will say that.
All right.
Catch you tomorrow.
Oh man. I mean, did you have anything else, Courtney? Or because we could just side out.
This is pretty much it for now because I mean, Raw recap. We talked about the tag team. We talked about Chris Bay. Pretty much, that's kind of up for a Monday. Oh, there was one more thing on Monday. I don't know if you heard of World Class Championship Wrestling, but there was an announcer that passed away over the weekend. He died at 99 years old. Him. Yeah. He passed away over the weekend.
Yeah, I wasn't too familiar.
Name. Yeah.
What it was, Joe Tenta or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, John Tenta. There we go.
Yep.
Cousin Ron put it up. Yeah. R.I.P. to him. Well, prayers to his family as well. But yeah. And and R.I.P. to Bill Mercer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but I think that's gonna wrap this up. This episode of WWT Live. Thank y'all for joining us. Courtney, where can they follow and support you?
They can always find me here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on WWT Live. I mean, Wednesday, I do AEW Dynamites every Wednesday. There's been a lot of chirp regarding my client, and it's not freshly squeezed. It's the timeless one that's been a lot of chirping, but I'm going to save it for Wednesday because there's a lot of chirping that's happening from Dynasty where her match against Megan Bayne, and there's been some people saying she may lose. But I'm going to save it for Wednesday because there's a lot of chirping. But you can always find me every Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. They're going to be in Minnesota this week, continuing the road to Dynasty next month in Philadelphia. So you do not want to miss that. Mayor's mentioned we got content coming in for Queen of the Ring. We got content coming in. We got stuff that we did at the red carpet. So it is coming. It is coming. I also did post on the blog on AEW Revolution on hits, misses, what they need to learn from, and also a few bold prediction matches on Dynasty. But you can also follow me on my social channels on Twitter and Instagram on @CourtneyNJ11, and do have some content on the way for you guys in the coming weeks.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Y'all can also find me at You Know What You Did, Glasgow, on all YouTube and Twitch. Y'all ain't shit for that. Y'all know what y'all did, and thank y'all for showing me who y'all are. I appreciate it. But also, you can go and support me on my regular YouTube and Twitch channel. That is Will Ferrell, PHARAOH, where you can check out the Kayfabe podcast. We just had a wonderful podcast this past weekend along with me, Honey, and Dion. We are doing our own Kayfabe 2025 draft. We will be doing it for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, so y'all don't want to miss that. Come check it out. We also created the John Cena farewell timeline. How will John Cena finish out 2025? You want to go check that out on my channel, Will Ferrell, PHARAOH. And I also have a new episode of Straight Out of a Comic Book dropping this week as well, along with a special episode of the Kayfabe podcast featuring Mega Ran. That is the guy that is the artist for New Day's new theme music. Big wrestling fan, Supreme Blurred. So you definitely want to check out that episode coming as well. And I'll be jumping back on my Twitch to start playing video games, mostly the WWE 2K25 and as well as Marvel Rivals. So you want to be following my socials, Will Ferrell, PHARAOH, on all social platforms, X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, to keep up with the information on when I'll be going live. And of course, always here on WWT on Mondays, on Tuesdays for the NXT watch along. And on Wednesdays and Fridays, we it's gambling. It's gambling, because your councilman is getting busy with the road to WrestleMania. So thank y'all for checking out today's episode of WWT. I do not know how to say the final part again because it is Monday and I am tired. So I'm going to let Courtney close this thing out for us.
Well, thank you everybody for joining on Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great evening and see you on Wednesday.